Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. So today I'm going to be I'm hanging out at my parents' house, so it's a nice day, so listen to the birds with me. And my parents' cat is hanging out on the porch with me. A few weeks ago, I was looking through my Twitter because I remembered that was a thing that I used to do, very, very briefly and not very well. Saw some funny tweets from when I was working at Disney World, and I wanted to share a few of them, so that's what we're doing today. So the first one is fun to see because it was the day that I applied for the college program. There was 1 week left of applications. I forgot that the college program was even a thing until my mom sent me a text and was like, hey, don't forget there's that information session for that Disney college program thing, because my sister had heard about it. She's younger than me, and she'd heard about it, and she was like, oh, this sounds like fun. She was actually the Disney freak before I was. And so she had been talking about it off and on. It was like, oh, when I get to college, I'm going to try that. I had completely forgotten that it was even a thing. And so the information session was the 25th or 26th of October, whatever the date is on this tweet. I'm not looking at it. But that was the day that I went to the information session, and I was like, oh yeah, this sounds kind of fun. I'll go ahead and put in an application, because it was the last week of applications. Like, they were literally closing like 4 or 5 days later. And I was like, there's no way they're going to pick me right now. It's the last week of applications. They've already selected probably who they're going to select for this go round. But I'll go ahead and get a feel for the application process so that I can do it again, you know, next semester, next year, whatever. So the tweet was, just applied to spend next semester working in Disney World. And that was on the 25th of October in 2011. And then I got the notification just a couple of weeks later that I was accepted to the college program. That was the most surprising thing that could have come from that. But I did go ahead and do the Disney college program. And that was like the beginning of my Disney journey, was that night. So I thought it was fun that I had like a little, just a time capsule, little memory moment that was saved on the internet to remember that exact moment. The next one that I thought was funny was something that is like so Jungle Cruise that it is painful. It says, going 101 because one of the hyenas collapsed. Hashtag DCP probs. Hashtag Jungle Cruise. There was a lot of us that, I mean, Twitter was a lot more of a thing in 2012 than it was, you know, than it is now. There were a lot of us that would do hashtag DCP probs at the time because we thought we were cool, I guess. Probs with a Z, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. So just to show little things that were, like, I guess, going wrong with our locations. One of my roommates who was mousekeeping, she would post the weird stuff that was like left in rooms and, you know, that kind of thing. So anytime that it was something that was like specific to Jungle Cruise, that was like, oh, this isn't going to happen at another attraction, I would post, you know, DCP probs in Jungle Cruise. And I don't know of another attraction where you can say that you are shut down because a hyena has collapsed. The hyenas that are at the African Veldt section chasing the Trap Safari, and the rhino, it just fell over, and they had to like go and pick him back up and get him back in position, and it took kind of a while for people to like get out there to that spot in the attraction. They had to like go through all the jungly areas and stuff backstage and get out there and reset him, and it was a whole process. And we couldn't just like have people riding the Jungle Cruise with the hyena keeled over like one of the deer sleeping zebras. So we did have to go 101 because one of our hyenas was taking a nap. If you saw my popcorn, what did I call it? Pasta, popcorn, and panties video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down in the description. If you saw that one, then you know that I had a couple of roommate switch outs while I was working there. Let me see if I can count them up. When I moved in, there were 3 of us that moved in at the same time. There was one girl who was already there. She left after 1 week. So that's one roommate switch. We got a new girl in her place. She left 2 or 3 weeks later for family emergency. So that's the second switch. Then, who was after that? Then after that, a third person came in. She ended up staying the whole time, and she was one of my best friends, and she came to my wedding. But she came in, so that was the third key swap that we had, because it was a third new person coming into the apartment. Then one of my original 3 roommates moved out and went to live with some people over in one of the different housing places, and then her room stayed empty, so we didn't have a key switch there. So then one of the other of the initial roommates, she left on her own, and another person came in. So that's our 4th lock change. Then she left the program after a little less than a month, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, And then we got 2 new roommates because it was just down to me and the second girl that came in. God, this is confusing without using names. So then those 2 came in and we got a 5th set of new keys, and those were the ones that stayed the entire time. But we had 5 key changes in all. So that being said, this tweet was, we can't change the lock anymore. We've run out of doorknobs for this apartment. We had so many people swap in and out, and it wasn't like bad stuff. It wasn't like, oh, we have to get this person out kind of thing. Everyone pretty much left, either, you know, it was their choice or there was an emergency or something. So it wasn't like I mean, I was the only initial one that was there the entire time. Like, I was the only person who moved into that apartment on February 6th and stayed until August. Everyone else kind of came and went. And, is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. The fact that there were not enough different locks and like not enough different key cords that they could even keep changing the keys for us every time. That was funny. And the fact that I tweeted it, because I wouldn't have remembered that otherwise, but I did tweet that and I thought it was funny. The last one for today, I still have a few more, so if this is interesting, let me know and I can tell you some more of my tweets, little behind the scenes jungle tweets. I don't know what I'm going to call this. But one of them was from this one was from May 27th in 2012. So it was the beginning of the summer season, which means EMH. That was a thing that we did pretty much every night at Magic Kingdom during the summer. So that was a good time, and like I've mentioned before, cast members that are college program or temporary or seasonal, they're the bottom of the totem pole, so those are the ones who are usually doing the less desirable shifts. So I had a very, very late night shift, and this this tweet that I put out at 8:08, which I can only assume meant that I was clocking in at like 8:15, it says, "Why am I just now starting my shift at the jungle? LOL. Yay for EMH and not getting done until 3:45 a.m. So that was going to be my shift, 8:15 to 3:45. So just an idea for those of you who are applying to the college program, or if you've been a college program participant, you know, if you know, you know kind of thing. You got some late nights sometimes, especially if you are an attractions cast member, especially at Magic Kingdom. Also, can we talk about that double ampersand? Why? So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little trip through Twitter memory lane. It was funny to me to read them, because does anyone else do that? Like, you see like your old social media profiles, and like when you it used to say your name and then it's like, is doing something, and you're like, oh, the cringiness of this. See my 19-year-old self and like what I wrote like on the internet. I'm gonna go hang out with these birds some more. Like, there's a whole party happening over there. I'm sure you've been hearing it. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Can you tell everyone to like and subscribe? Good enough. Thanks, bud.